This is just a silly, wild game. This is Jeremy's playground, and then also there are 7 other people hanging out here and fucking around too. That has been what this game has been, mostly. Oh my god, another ship killed. Here we are. More tournament games. Nebulous Fleet Command. We're on the public testing branch. And we're on the all hands on deck tournament. Team 1INS, Team 2 OSP. We've got Hjonk versus the D Tier Silvers Club. Nether Javel, Pigsy, the only Gaz on ANS. And Zabix, Dashort, Heimars, and Jeremy on OSP. I will be trying to keep an eye on the Twitch chat. And... oh, good. People are enjoying the music already. Excellent, 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 excellent. We are on Honeycomb. I'm fairly certain I've said that already. That's fine. I don't care. I'll repeat myself. It's the deployment screen. Anything can happen here on the deployment screen. In fact, it looks like ANS doing something they don't typically do, spreading out quite a bit. A lot of times we see ANS and OSP side up on opposite sides of this Charlie point, but I do appreciate this alternative approach. OSP doing something very similar. They're going into a little something for everyone. Dropping down here with the god damn it, Dashort. Dropping down with Dashort's Journeyman. At least I'm 99.99% sure that's what it is. Yeah, because he fucking said he was gonna name his shit this. He didn't have this earlier when I used that term. Oh boy, let's get it. Whoa, Jeremy's okay. All right. We gotta. What the fuck is this fleet build? All right, we're gonna go through this kind of fast because as we've seen from some of these games, they get going real quick. We got Journeyman here out of Dashort with a shitload of Barracudas, and that's it, and 1 scout. Cool. We need to go through the rest of Dashort's fleet. Looks like we got MMT. So 3 MMTs, all with towels. We've got 1, 2, 3 gun shuttles. Heimars and a 450 SL. We've already got containers out from Jeremy. Okay, we're going to have to pick this up and start going through this really quick. We've got Heimars with an Aurora and 450 SL supported by a 450 and MLS2 on the backside. Bulk freighter. Probably a lot of points there in missiles. We can take a look at that real quick. Yeah, quite a bit. Probably some expensive missiles too, considering it's just... that's probably like 1.3 or 1.4. Either that or it's a really coked out SL. We've got Zamex here with 2 450 bulk freighters with some decoying contenders presumably on the back, possibly some chairs as well. I'm going to follow these missiles in while we start going through the rest of these fleets. Zamex also has an LRT tug in support, so OSP pretty low on the ship count overall. They don't have that much in the way of capping assets, and it looks like ANS has a whole wall of capping assets. This is going to be pretty interesting, although we do have this anti-capping play out of Jeremy here. We've seen this quite a bit, both on Coliseum games and in pubs. She does like to dump out these cap control missiles, but it looks like ANS did stay back far enough to not get slam dunked by them on either part of the map. In fact, ANS looks like not going for cap super hard except for the X side of the map. Okay, we can start going through the A team, the A team, the ANS team ships. We've got Javel here with a whole bunch of sprinters. Looks like Mark 61s and VLS2s. Those VLS2s are going to be full of both S2s and SDMs. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8! 8 of these? Every single one has a defender and a blanket jammer on them. That is absolute fucker of ability. You don't see anything like that very often. We got Nather here with 2 beam destroyers hanging out on the delta side of the map. Going to be hanging out in these crevices probably and getting close in beams. Ooh, if that is all in that Bulger push too close, or if Jeremy comes over the top with the frontline CLN, they're going to be in big trouble with those double beam destroyers hanging out right here. Well, they will have to be careful not to expose these and get them destroyed. They do seem to be pretty heavy on the jamming. 2 blankets a pop. That's going to be 4 blankets across these 2 destroyers. And as long as they're split up and not getting the 500 meter malice from being too close, that's a lot of anti-radar capabilities in one spot. He's also got the anchor destroyer hanging out on the outside of the map. And there's also supporting with a handful of gun sprinters, one of which has been murdered on the alpha point, denying that a cap, and it's gonna mean Anus is gonna have a little bit of difficulty getting some good tempo. Although they have dove onto all the other points, they aren't taking them quite effectively. It might be a little too fast for Jeremy to deal with, and with OSP not having any capping assets, that's might be real problematic real fast. My kitty is destroying what's it be, my skateboard over in the corner of the room. Cool. I hope she enjoys it. I'm too busy casting Nib to worry about such things. Pixie's got Gun Frig, Missile Jam Frig, Missile Jam Frig, Missile Jam Frig, Gun Frig, Gun Frig. So this is a Frig blob, but it's the world's most cursed Frig blob I've ever seen. It's half missiles, half guns, and a little splash of jamming, and a little splash of, oh, I see, a lot of SDM delivery on these frigates. Got it. So this is meant to be kind of a forward anti-fighter thing, although the Sprinters also have a ton of anti-fighter stuff, so that might be a little bit of an overinvestment there. Especially considering that all OSP brought in the way of sky control is one single journeyman. The only guys with a 450 battleship and a Reigns. Where are all your points, Stark? Where are they? Where are the points? Is this just the world's most yoked battleship? Where are all the points? Reinforced thruster nozzles, mount gyros, 2 reinforced thruster nozzles, rapid cycle credit. What am I looking at here? Spyglass, double reactor, dragon whip, few ammovators. Do you have like an intel center in this? He's got to have an intel center in this. Plant control center? That's overkill. 2 plant control centers? Oh, that'll do it. 2 DC centrals. That'll also do it. This is a very expensive battleship. Okay, something has gone nuclear. Shuttle up on Charlie. ANS has grabbed 4 of the 5 points on this game, and that is a painful start for OSP, especially since they look to have lost about half of their small vessels already. What has been going on in the Twitch chat? Shockingly below beef quota. Yeah. Yeah, this is both teams bringing some absolutely cursed comps. ANS with a ton of light ships, OSP with just not many ships at all. ANS hemorrhaging these. Combat Information Center, Basic Combat Information Center, you can't be doing that. You can't be doing that! The Sprinter's gonna be dying to all these rocket strikes very rapidly, especially if all these Sprinters have basics. Oh, Javel, please tell me you haven't. No, Javel. No! Basics all over this fleet on all these small ships are gonna die horribly to these light rocket strikes. It doesn't take much to knock out a basic. Once that basic's gone, those ships are toasterino. Yeah, I was a little concerned about OSP having basically no cap control, but Jeremy might just win this out the gate with container strikes on all these assets that aren't prepared to properly soft kill this, and they definitely don't have the firepower to hard kill it either. Although the Speed Destroyer group probably will. Yeah, there we go. DDs do have a really good hard kill. Unfortunately, they happen to be dying to guns. And also, it looks like the nose of this thing got the shit missiles out of it. So, or is that just the texture from? I think that's just the. Okay, yeah. This is just gunfire. Oh boy. Okay. Well, bye. See you later. There are the missiles. Innis does have that cap control, so if they can just stay back and stay alive, if they can survive, if they can outlast Jeremy's total missile complement, then they should be able to win this game. That's a big if. Currently we got the Frig Blob shooting at an nacelle and doing not horribly, which is very confusing. Surely this thing's gotten hit by something else. Okay, looks like a missile has struck it. Yeah, a couple of missiles have struck it. Alright, these have missiles on them. So presumably those have been hitting. And beamed. That will do the real damage. Because presumably these Auroras can just handle the S2s, right? Because you can't get good volume. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Especially with a little bit of 100mm flak follow-up. What's been going on the rest of this map? Not a whole lot, to be honest. This is more of like the old-style honeycomb play where both factions just kind of rush to Delta and brawl over here in open space, and whoever wins this fight kind of wins the game, and the cat players do their own thing. Well, I do like this Frigg Wall position. I think this is a really strong position for these to be in, because it can exert pressure on 4 points of the map, except for Echo, but they do have a little extra cover compared to what they would have on the other side. Unfortunately, this also opens them up to getting shot from every direction, and then, oh boy, are they getting shot. Milk machine? Alright. Are these all called milk machines? Yes, yes they are. Oh no, what did he name these Barracudas? Impulse, Juggler, Heartbreak, or... Oh no, these are the... Okay, I just named them Barracudas. It's fine, it's fine. Fine. A&S been completely wiped on the Delta side of the map. They got 1 Destroyer and 1 Sprinter remaining over here. But Nather's fleet and Javel's fleet have almost entirely been eradicated by these containers. I didn't even think the guns did that much. This is all bombs, or missiles, I should say, now that bombs actually exist. Yeah, Sammy, OSP is handedly getting a military victory, but this is a point match, and they are down 220 points. But if OSP can just get that military victory, that kind of doesn't matter. So the thing ultimately about this game state is that anything can capture points. The dedicated cap ships are mostly for capturing points while the combat ships exist. Because if you try to capture a point and there's a bigger ship there to kill you, or like you have to take a big fight, a big ship's gonna have a harder time taking that big fight than a small ship will. The range at which they're in danger is lower. Like, these small ships can't be shot at from the opposite side of the map and be at super risk. But if your enemy doesn't have any ships left, then you can just throw things on points and get a free victory. It doesn't matter how far behind you are if you just capture all the points. And that's kind of the point we're getting at here with the OSP fleet. We're in the first... probably less than 10 minutes of this match, and A&S has lost almost 6,000 points worth of ships. That Battleship is really dangerous, and DTSC has some, I think, questionable positioning. Yeah, they don't really have anything that can deal with the Battleship aside from maybe the 450 Bulkers, but the Bulkers are trying to play fuck games with Frigs. So really all it takes is Jeremy finishing off some of these groups, or really Jeremy and Dashwork, because look at these Barracudas. Oh, they're going to miss all their shots! Okay, it's fine. Bigger Strike came in and finished it off. I was so confused as to why those were just missing. Like, what? I guess it's a Sprinter, and rockets do have a little bit of deviation. Yeah, Sammy, like, currently winning and what's in late game winning are two very different things. So, like, Ennis is ahead, but that doesn't matter that much until we're getting closer to ending the game. Like, if both teams had in another 400 points, yeah, this would be a huge problem for OSP, and ANS would be really likely to win it. Of course, yeah, see, okay, now OSP secured a 2-3 cap, which means they're going to be hemorrhaging less of a deficit. And with the ways, like, the fight is going, they're looking to just basically get a military victory here. This is an extremely bloody match. Both teams just shitting out missiles left and right. But it seems like, for the most part, OSP's missiles have been far more effective than Hjonk. Which is unfortunate, because Hjonk has a much better name. It's very fun to say. Hjonk. Hjonk, 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 Hjonk. Hjonk. Yeah, pretty much, Sammy. Oh, this is very exciting. I like less experienced players coming out to these and learning things. That's always good, because I think that's the most important part of the tournament, is folks learning things. Very exciting, very cool. OSP's losing Bravo. They gotta be careful. Gotta be careful. They could, if they're not on top of their own points, they could lose this shit just off of score. They gotta be careful. Yes, so Xenophon brings up an excellent point, and this is what I'm getting to right now, is if OSP just goes for the pure military victory, they're gonna fucking lose. Because the game's gonna be over before then, because ANS has 4 caps. We do love our newbies. We love our newbies. Yeah, so right now, ANS has spread out their forces quite a bit, and that's enabled them to take massive control of the map, but they have lost a bunch of their forces for the same... Uh-oh. Thinking of losing. No way! One defender killed 3 containers, and the other 2 got soft killed. This is just a silly, wild game. This is Jeremy's playground, and then also there are 7 other people hanging out here and fucking around too. That has been what this game has been, mostly. Because, oh my god, another ship killed. I have got to see these damage numbers at the end of the game. Damage isn't always the most important thing in the Galaxy, but holy shit, dude. I'm not sure what this battleship is trying to do. So I appreciate that this battleship is on the map and capturing a point, but if you're not shooting and trying to tank shots, then you're just not participating in the game that much. Yeah, I think I figured out why Jeremy was like, we gotta play OSP, what do you mean? In the, in the pre-game lobby. Well, I knew why she was doing it, but...
This really puts it in perspective.
Now, the Bulkers have closed into point-blank range, and they now have the advantage against the Solomon. This thing can no longer foul tank or orbit dodge. These can easily split up and gun it down with their 450s, although they are angled quite poorly. Might not have. They're also firing 100 HE into its nose, which seems less than ideal. I think they figured it out and have switched. Uh-oh. Where are these going? Uh-oh.
Uh-oh.
Yeah, it's... This is what I was saying earlier, Wolf. Is that they gotta get up there. They gotta get on the points. Like, now. Like, now. 2-3 isn't nearly as bad as 5-zip or 4-1, but... you really gotta get those captures. Okay, are these gonna go for the active decoy? Oh! The battleship lives to to hang out another day. Does that have Auroras on it? Sure did. Auroras, Stonewalls, Defender. A little something for everyone. Good dodge out of the Battleship player. Very nicely done. Lost his interrupt, but that's still, that's good. That's good. Very cool. OSP coming in to brawl with this BB in close range, and they're kind of struggling with it. Hymar is taking a ton of damage, and so is Zavix. Neither is dead, and both can still put out the fire down the field, especially with these 450 AP rounds in flank. Oh my. But yeah, but that's a good strike off of the Frigg group, and I think it might have been supported by the Battleship too. I'm not sure if this thing had missiles on it. Yeah, it does. Oh shit, it's running out of power. That's probably bad. Yeah, so ANS, even though they're losing horribly militarily, OSP just chose not to dive onto the cap points, which is a shame. I think out of a, I don't want to say better, but yeah, better, maybe more coordinated would be more appropriate. Team would have done a better job capturing the points in the late game, because we're starting to get to the point where it's too late, and they're definitely not going to be able to grab Charlie. Not with the Battleship and the frigates hanging out up here and missiling the shit out of everything and shooting the shit out of everything. Both the Battleship and the frigates have really good ballistic damage, as in addition to that missile support. Bulkers in the Battleship inside each other's point defense zone now at this point. Man, if this is a beam Battleship, these things would be in big trouble. Unfortunately, it's not. It's a gun Battleship, so they're mostly fine. Especially since most of its power generation is down. Yeah, probably. That would have been the smart thing. That's usually how you deal with this situation instead of engaging the Battleship directly. However, we do have a bunch of missiles incoming to this Battleship. Wrecks the center stack. A lot of these are getting soft killed, but there's a couple more lands. Oh boy, that Battleship's not dead by any stretch, but it's going to be a little out of commission for a while. Bloodlust cost the game. Yeah, that has a tendency to happen. Especially with players that are pretty good, but not amazing. You get great at killing things, and then you just kill the things, and you forget about the cap game. I have definitely been there. Oh boy, have I been there. But if they take much longer on this Battleship, they're just gonna lose. They don't have anything in range for Delta. They don't have anything in range for Alpha. They don't have anything in range for Echo. It's all hanging out here up on the Charlie point, and it's all getting missiled. And I don't think these are gonna start splitting up anytime soon. Well, that is fuel line fire on the Battleship. Rip. And another volley of containers when this thing is unable to dump out its own soft kill. That's gonna die. Oh yeah, it's dead. Dead Reno Bambino.
Is that a fucking Dawn of War quote?
Looks like the Milk Machine number 5 is going up here for the Echo Point, but it is slow as shit. All its engines are out, and it's also going to get contested by a frigate, which isn't the most dangerous thing in the world, but more dangerous than a nearly dead tug. Realistically, I don't see a way where they can win. I don't know if they can get on the points fast enough. They just took too long. And they spent too much time dealing with that battleship. That's what the real problem is. Got a beam out here at the absolute maximum range on the dumbass. It's also got not so great of a track. But it is... I'm sure everybody inside is very afraid. We do have the closing music here to Daytona. Very appropriate to what is going on. I think these are gonna... No. Out of fuel, RTB. They're a little confused about which way they want to go, though. Or maybe that's more weird network shit, I don't know. Oh, I see. It was because one was out of fuel and the others weren't. Alright, can Goblin Fight save the day with their 20 millimeters? I don't think so. That's not gonna damage a frigate. Speed takes Charlie. They have to get everything. Oh man, if they pull this off, I'm gonna shit my pants. Got more beams here. This thing has no soft kill to speak of. Okay, there's a little bit of chaff, but it's too late. These are all gonna wake Val on this destroyer. Be shorting. Okay, we're gonna take a look at the destroyer, and then we're gonna go take a look at the bulker. Bye. Wow, that defender did quite a bit of work. Dealt like half the damage of that flight. That's a really beat up bulker, but it's still fighting fit. It can still deal good damage. It's got 3 of its guns. It's got about half of its buff modules. It just comes down to this tug. Yeah, this tug's not going to be able to handle Echo. And there's nothing over here to grab it. And DTSC absolutely has to have a 5 cap to win this. That's the game. GG. It's a good match though. A little greedy on the military victory there from OSP. That's enough of the Daytona music for now. It's basically over. Appropriate for this madness of the game, though. Oh my god. Yeah, see, now if they had 2 container liners and just full wiped the entire map, that could have, that would have been the real victory condition. Unless you're just waiting for the game to tick over. Actually playing caps, no. We will not be doing that. Why? To what end? To try to win? What is the purpose? Are we here just to suffer? Yeah, this is goofy ass game. Man, I'll put that one in the fucking archives. 52,000 damage out of Jeremy here. Almost 0 out of Dashward. Oh, the planes did 5k. Okay.